I'll record that now. Okay, so this is a good table to get started on. That'll be in the record for today. So if you want to see a table, that's a good table. Would be,
Yeah.
this is actually the answer to lab 4. So this table is being styled here with columns that are fixed width. And there's a lot of other stuff there that would help you with the table.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
well, I hope that helps.
Every row have 3 information, but in the assignment, every row have 3 information, but the 4th row have 12 information.
12?
Yeah, that's why like I can't do it.
You could use column span. So actually, and so if you have a different number of columns in a row, you can do that with column span. And so that's done here in the product details, I think. Well, let's see. Column span will give you, or row span. And that was like lab 3 or lab 2. But if you look here in this table, we've got the first row has only got 1 column and the other rows have got 2. And so how we do that is we can span a bunch of columns together using col span. That would be my suggestion. I mean, as I said, you're talking about, which assignment are you talking about?
Assignment 2.
I don't think that you needed, I don't think you had 12 things in any one assignment. I will go back and have a look at that. And I don't think you had 12 columns in any one row. But I'll go back and have a look at that. Maybe I can post something to you as well. But
Okay.
that sounds a bit not right to me. 12 things in one column. Anyway, so yes, as I said, I'll put something up today about that. Okay, so that's assignment 2. Yeah, because I'll have to go back and have a look at it. All right. Well, let's start today. I wanted to, I think you could, can you see everything on the screen? I think you can, right? There is a project for you to download, which is here. And the project, the thing that I need to impress upon you is that, well, there's a couple of things. First, your project is going to be published. And actually, some students asked me about publishing websites where you have to find a server to publish it on. Now, there are commercial servers that will publish any website for you. Some of them take money. Some will let you post a little bit of stuff for free. We have a web server here at the college, which one of my colleagues, Robert Ford, he maintains that server for us. And so we can put things on that server, and we use FileZilla to do it. So you will see here somewhere, I think it talks about FileZilla, but you need to download FileZilla. It's free open source software. Now I've tried to do something in FileZilla today that didn't work so well. But you guys ever use Putty? I don't know if you've used Putty, but in FileZilla, once we get this working for you, SFTP, you're going to log in like this. The server is going to be sit.cna-cutter.edu.qa server, and your username will be your student number. For me, it's just Mark. And then you have a password. That's you won't be able to do this. We have a little issue with the passwords for students. So once we get over that, I'll recommend you try it then. Otherwise, you could go into use Putty and access the server using Putty, and it will ask you to change the password. But at the moment, we've got a password which is expired for you guys, and so that's not going to work so well for you. Mine works okay, though, because mine's not expired, so I can log in. When you log in, you need to log in with 2222, and that will get you onto the server. So you see, this is logging me in. When I log in, what I've got is I've got a window which is divided in half. On one side shows my local computer and the files that I'm pointing to at the moment. On the other side shows stuff that I have loaded up onto the SIT server. I've got this special folder there where all my work is going to be, and that's the public_HTML. That's where I put all my work, and you'll have to do that too. If ever you delete or somehow damage that folder, nobody will be able to see your work. So that's, and I wouldn't be able to work with it. So you'll need to look when you get logged in. And as I said, I will put some instructions on D2L as soon as we sort out the password issues for you guys. So I mean, my passwords look, but notice how I'm doing this with the port 2222. You're going to log in just like that. The only difference is going to be that, and you know, you're going to use SFTP//SIT, blah, blah, blah. And instead of doing mark, you're going to put your student number, 600, whatever, and the password I will give you. So once we've got the password sorted out, and then all your work is going to be in here. What we can do with FTP is that I can take something from this side and I can upload it to the other side. And I will show you a bit more how to do that later. But I mean, you can Google and find a YouTube on how to use FileZilla. But I will put something up there later on that. But the things that I just want to impress upon you is you will have a public_HTML folder. Do not mess with that, but put all your work there. You will be given a password. The idea of the expired password was to force you to change your password. We're having a little issue with that. Once we get over that, I will give you a note on that, and that will be put to D2L. But as I said, at the moment, as of right now, we have a little issue with the student passwords. Once we get over that, then I will give you a contact on it. That's where you're going to put your project, and that is where I'm going to ask you to put your assignments after as well. So on the project requirements are there. Don't panic on the project. I just want to say on the project, it is in stages. So look at the document. You'll see you're supposed to start now. Actually, you have a deliverable, which is like at the end of this week. So that's why I need to talk to you about it now. Your first deliverable is on the 26th, but all it is in the first deliverable is you don't even have to do anything in HTML. All you have to do is you have to write down what it is you're going to make your website about. So the first thing that you need to do is read the project document. You need to decide what your website is about. You need to somehow, in that decision, it must be unique enough so that I can't see two websites that are the same, right? So yours has got to be different than everybody else's. And you've got a bit of a head start on that kind of thing because you did a little project, a little assignment with a website about yourself or something, right? This doesn't have to be about you. I mean, you know, I like motorbikes. I could make a motorbike website. You know, maybe you like Falcons, or I don't know, maybe you like soccer. Whatever it is that you feel that you would be excited enough. Can't join the Zoom chat. Well, I saw Bushra is here now.
Morning, sir.
Yeah.
Why? How come it had me lagging for maybe 20 minutes?
Sorry about that, mate. We do have, this is technology, right? It works sometimes. Sometimes it gives us a headache. Okay.
I'm afraid I missed everything. So
don't be too frustrated by the technology. The technology is what's going to ensure that you have a job. You know, what I mean by that is if it was easy, everybody would do it, and they wouldn't need to have IT graduates. So be happy about that it's a bit kludgy sometimes, because you'll be called upon in your future life to fix little problems like the little ones we're having now. And you'll get paid well for that, by the way. So yeah, so be happy for that. So Yes, the first thing that you need to do is you need to set out in your mind, this is what my project website is going to be, and write a few paragraphs. Where it says one paragraph, look at that, be one paragraph for each page. Oh, one paragraph for each page, and there's 5 pages. So yeah, we're talking 5 paragraphs. So that's what you need to do as your first deliverable. I need that by the end of this week. And then you got a couple of weeks to put together all the text. It's going to be in your website. So you're going to have 5 pages. 5 pages. You have to come up with some words for those 5 pages. So you got 2 weeks after the end of this week to do that. Then the week after that, you need to do this thing called a wireframe. And the wireframe, notice we got 2 wireframes. Wireframe is just saying, here's what a page is going to look like. And so, you know, in this page, it's going to have, going to be divided into sort of 6 sections, right? That's when I'm looking at it on a desktop. But when I'm looking at it on a mobile phone, it's going to look like this. And so that's what we mean by a wireframe. It's just how we're going to set out our stuff. And by the way, how do we do that? Hopefully you're starting to get an idea with that. We could use tables. That's kind of not a very great idea for setting up the organization of a page.
Sir, excuse me, your voice is fading away.
All right, so I need to get closer to the thing. I do have a microphone, but I haven't plugged it in yet, but I will. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, so the wireframe thing, that's how your page is going to look. The way that you're going to make that happen, you'll see in lessons that are coming up, lessons 6, 7, 8, where we use the div, which means a divider, and we're able to make columns in the pages and make those little blocks in the pages using the div by formatting it. So you'll see that. So delivery 4. So up until like a month from now, you haven't written any HTML yet for your project. All it is designing, right? You could do all of this on a piece of paper with a pencil. You know, probably better to use something like Visio or something. But then delivery 4, which is like a month from now, you're going to organize all of your images for your website, how they're going to look. Your image set must be unique to you. You can't have the same images as anybody else. So we want these websites to be a little bit unique. Then you're going to have a contact sheet, which is your contact sheet is just going to show all your images in one place. So that's like an image of all your images. It's not until the 31st of October. At that point, we expect to see some HTML. In fact, we expect to see a lot of HTML. So that's where you have to write your HTML. You would have all your pages there, but we haven't asked you to do the CSS styling yet. So it'll be HTML, but we haven't asked you to really format anything properly. Just the HTML and with the images and all the links work, that type of thing. And then when we get to the next 2 deliveries, in November, we want a desktop version of your website with so everything's styled up. So when we load your website onto a desktop, it looks correct. And then a little extra, we go the extra distance after that in the end of November. We're asking you to do a CSS for mobiles. So we have a lab which teaches you how to do that, which teaches you how to, we use this thing called App Media. And App Media will allow you to in your code to identify between, is it being loaded up on a, what size of window is it being loaded up on? And so we know that a mobile phone window is smaller than a desktop window. So when it's loaded on a mobile phone window, then we can use a different CSS. So we can have 2 lots of CSS, one for when it's loaded on a mobile phone and one for when it's loaded on a desktop. So that's how we will solve that. Now somebody asked me a question, Shana. So when I finish page, I will submit one by one. You will submit according to this schedule, yes. So the first thing that you need to do is that you need to just write 5 paragraphs it is on, this is what my website's gonna be about. All right. And then lastly, at the end of November, you're going to do your final submission with everything complete. That's the project. And yeah, I mean, you can start on that now. You don't, now, as I said, we have a few issues with you logging in using FileZilla. If you use Putty, that would work, but I don't know if you know how to use Putty. But I expect that the FileZilla issues will be fixed within a day, within probably today, and or certainly by the end of this week. And then I will post that up for you. And that's kind of that's the end of me ranting about the project. So now maybe somebody has some questions.